You can see the British infantry there, armed with the Lee Enfield rifle, which is the standard weapon for the British infantry during the Second World War. Some NCOs carrying a Sten gun. And the support weapon there remaining on the top of the hill, a Brent gun with his two-man crew. Very easy to spot by the magazine protruding upwards. You can see pushing forward there a small patrol of German Fallschirmjäger. These are German paratroopers. Pushing forward to push the British back, perhaps to see if they can maintain control of the tank in order for the vehicle to be recovered. However, in this case, they're also supported by a Stungerschütz, which is an assault gun. The British on this occasion are outnumbered and outgunned. Whether they stand and fight or whether they start to pull back. In fact, pulling back is clearly the better suggestion in this case. Stood there, Stungerschütz advancing very cautiously, unaware if the British have anti-tank weapons, or by this stage the armoured vehicles the Germans possess were becoming increasingly harder to keep running. Supplies were a problem, fuel was a problem. The German infantry pushing forward. See there, assisted by the immense firepower of the MG42 machines continuing to lay down fire. You can hear the sound of the MG42 machine gun. Very high rate of fire. Nowhere to go. Pushing forward now is an American M8 armoured car. It's a wheeled armoured car, very like the Arnesons. As you can see, the Stungerschütz makes short work of it against its thin armour. Assisted by a three-man infantry team pushing forward. Covering the crew's escape so they can fall back. The infantry in this case are from the 2nd Armoured Division, which saw action right the way from the day one of the D-Day landings right the way through to the end of the war. On the far side, the Germans are continuing to offer support, suppressing fire. British still pinned down. British, however, have called in artillery. Slightly wider the mark, but it may help to keep the Germans' heads down long enough. The British have successfully fallen back behind the cover of the hill. Is needed, not a lot heavier. This is a Stuart light tank. Again, Stuart continues to push forward cautiously. This is the Germans going to call in artillery. This time somewhat bigger than the British. Targets in this case falling wide of their mark. Under the cover of the artillery support, the American infantry start to push forward with the assistance of a 2nd M8 armoured car. A 2nd unit of German infantry has been deployed, assisted by a 251 simply armoured infantry. Unlike the infantry we saw at the beginning, they walked into the battle. These guys ride into battle. It's essentially an armoured truck for taxiing troops onto the battlefield. On top of this, however, there's a 50 caliber machine gun, which it looks like the crewman's clearing a jam. American infantry starting to push forward. There's a 50-pounder machine gun. German Fallschirmjäger, who we saw originally, are starting to push forward over the hill. The British decide to push forward to the Sherman. Germans on that side of the field now taking heavy casualties. The Panzer Grenadiers continue to offer a lot of support. Over at this stage, they're clearly very outgunned. Not only for Germans, but the poor guy in the cab of the half-track who's got to endure the blast as well. British infantry push forward to take care of the few Germans who are remaining on that side. The German Panzer Grenadiers clearly pinned down, unable to move. The half-track been knocked out. Also taking a hit from a light anti-tank weapon. Still pinned down. The Americans advancing on their right flank, the British pushing up on the left flank. The situation's not looking too good for them. The Americans push forward fast. Perhaps a little too fast. The American NA continues to advance cautiously. Now 1A and 8 on each flank. All the Germans continue to offer resistance. One of them's obviously had enough. Perhaps it would appear he is the sole surviving German. The Americans start to push forward just to check those remaining, look for any casualties. The American infantry set up a 30 caliber machine gun, just a crew served weapon on the roadway there, just in case. It's a three-man crew, one with a tripod, one with a gun, and a commander and spotter. The Americans clearly dealing with those Germans successfully. It's the British offer. The Americans start to regroup and sort themselves out.